My name is Elena. I am 30 years old and I live in a small, quiet town. From the outside, my life looks perfect. I have a kind husband. We live in a small but neat apartment. I work at a local grocery store. People smile at me when they see me, but they don't know the truth. They don't know how heavy my heart feels. Every morning, I wake up tired inside. Every night, I fall asleep with silent tears. A year ago, I made a choice that changed everything. I married a man named Aaron. Aaron is 35. He is a good man. He wakes up early and makes coffee for me. He buys flowers at the end of every week. He writes sweet notes and slips them into my bag. He calls me his light and kisses my forehead. He loves me deeply, but I do not love him. I try to be gentle with him. I say thank you. I smile when I should, but inside my heart feels empty. I married Aaron when I was broken. Before him, there was another man. His name was Lucas. He was my first love. One cold winter day, Lucas left me. He said he wasn't ready for love, but I was already deeply in love with him. When he walked away, I felt lost. I cried for weeks. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. My heart felt completely shattered. That was when Aaron entered my life. He was calm. He listened without judging. He smiled softly. He never pushed me for answers. One evening he said, "Elena, you matter. I want to make you happy." I was still hurting, but I said yes. Yes to dinner. Yes to his care. And one day yes to his proposal. I thought love would come later. I thought time would heal me. I thought kindness would be enough, but it was and single quotes T. Now every day I pretend to be the wife he needs, but I know my heart isn't there. One night Aaron cooked my favorite meal. Pasta. Warm bread. Candlelight. Soft music played in the background. He wore the shirt I liked most. He looked at me and said, "You are my whole world." I smiled, but inside I felt cold and distant. Later we walked to the nearby park. The sky was full of stars. We stopped under the same tree where he proposed. He held my hand and said, "That was the happiest day of my life." He looked so full of love, and I felt completely empty. That night I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling holding my tears. The next day at work I smiled at customers. I scanned items. I made small talk, but inside I felt like I wasn't real, like I was living someone else's life. That evening I met my best friend Nora at a cafe near the lake. She looked at me carefully and said, "You look exhausted. Are you okay?" I took a deep breath. "I don't love him," I said quietly. "I never did." She held my hand and whispered, "You deserve happiness, and so does he." One day Aaron asked me something that stopped my heart. "Do you want to have a baby? Maybe it will bring us closer." I couldn't answer. A child couldn't fix a broken truth. "I'm not ready," I said softly. He nodded. But I saw pain in his eyes. Days passed in silence. One night I packed a small bag, but I couldn't leave. I sat on the floor and cried. I didn't want to hurt him, but I couldn't keep hurting myself. Finally, one quiet evening I told him the truth. "I care about you," I said, "but I don't love you." I never did. He looked down and said gently, "I knew. I just hoped I was wrong." There was no anger, only sadness. A deep, quiet sadness. Soon after I moved out. Nora gave me a place to stay. I felt scared, but for the first time I felt honest. Weeks later I joined a small writing class. The teacher, Mrs. Hale, said, "Every story matters, even the quiet ones." I began to write. One night I wrote, "I lost love before I found myself. Now I am learning who I really am." Months passed. I found a small studio apartment. It wasn't big, but it was mine. I made my own coffee. I watched the world from my window. Sometimes I felt lonely, but I also felt free. One day I found the necklace Aaron gave me, a small gold heart. I placed it in a box with a note. "Thank You for your kindness. I couldn't keep this, but I will never forget it. As time passed, I changed. I smiled more. I felt stronger. I felt real. I learned something important. Never marry to escape pain. Never. Lie to your heart if you feel lost, tired, or trapped. You are not alone. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to begin again. Be honest. Be brave. Your heart already knows the truth. Thank you for listening to my story. It is not perfect, but it is real. And sometimes being real is the bravest thing we can do.